4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 2, 3, 6, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 6, 7, 5, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 2, 3, 3, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 2, 2, 5, 6, 4, 5, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 2, 6, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 3,
Christopher, this is a monumental feat for you. You are combining architecture, avant-garde, world music, dance, and you really are not sleeping doing this. This is a project that's a labor of love for you.
Absolutely. No, it's a passion, and I don't see all those parts to it. I just see it as one.
Now, you're going back into a project that you did in the early 90s, and it was entitled Heartbeat, in which you produced with the legendary Mikhail Baryshnikov. Tell me how you decided to really take the heart and expose it to the world where people can see dance and how it's connected to music.
Sure. Well, actually, it started in like 1981. My father died of a heart attack in 1979. And it wasn't conscious, really. But at the time, I was an artist in residence at MIT, so I had access to a lot of different kinds of technology. And trained as a drummer, I thought, well, wouldn't it be interesting if we took the drum that's inside your body and amplified it somehow? But let's make it wireless so that we can have a dancer be able to move freely, because I'd already done a lot of work with dancers, and so that was sort of my charge. And so the first step is to go invent the technology, or find people to help me invent the technology, and then from there is to find people to help me develop actually the art form, and that's where I asked Sarah Rudner to first join me.
Now tonight you are going to redo Heartbeat, and tell me what you are going to do differently now than what you did 30 years ago.
Sure. Well, I mean, and then what I'm going to do again next week. So I think the idea was with my meeting with Bill Laswell and knowing his work quite well, that's really what spurred me to do a new version of Heartbeat. I thought, well, I've done it with Mikhail Baryshnikov and a string quartet. I've done it with the Persuasions as an a cappella piece. But now let's sort of get the world of electronic music involved in it. And I presented to Bill, and he was very intrigued with it. So that's where we actually began, maybe 6 or 7 months ago.
Bill Laswell, as you said, he's a very, very unique producer, musician, in that he's taken all kinds of music styles and has made it work. And this, when I looked at the rehearsal today, this was actually kind of like hand in glove.
Well, I'm glad it looked that way, because we made the hand and we made the glove. So it's taken a lot of creative energy on everybody's part. But we're working with a group of really world-class performers, and everybody's very enthusiastic, and everybody gets the idea about the heartbeat, and gets the idea that this is something they would really love to participate in. So we've got a lot of really good positive energy.
I wanted to ask you about the musicians, because you picked these musicians along with Bill. You got Sheila E., you got Turlock, you've got Lynn. How did you see all of these different musical geniuses to forge out what we're going to see tonight?
Well, again, it started with Bill, and so I said, and I definitely, a reason to work with other artists is to be able to push yourself into new directions. So, that was one of my impetuses, is to work with Bill. And then once Bill was interested, and he's worked with Treelock, and I've been a great friend of Treelock's for so long, and so through Bill, he introduced me to Treelock, and I met with Treelock in Germany and presented the project to him, and he was fascinated with it, so I had him on board. And I still wanted singers, sort of carry over from the piece with the Persuasions, but making it a little bit more disjointed, as you heard today. So I brought Dave Revels back. He's the lead singer of the Persuasions. And Lynn, she's a very good friend of a very good friend of mine, but of course I've known her by reputation for so many years, working with Talking Heads and George Clinton and Sly Stone. So I thought, I still want to keep that R&B feel, even working with Bill. And so I talked with Lynn. I met with Lynn in L.A. and talked with her about it. She was excited about it. And she's best friends with Sheila E. So I thought, really what I want, and what I've always wanted, is not so much just a singer, but a singer who also knows how to play drums and sing drum parts. So, Sheila was a natural. So Lynn introduced me to her, I presented her, and she was very excited. So here we are.
DJ Logic.
Yes.
Tell me how Christopher approached you to do this monumental project this evening.
Well, Christopher reached out to me as well as Bill Laswell, and they asked me, they told me about the project, and they wanted to see if I was interested in it and if I was available to do it, and I was just like, yeah, hell yeah, I would love to do this project. And who's on it? What? Sheila E. It's great. It's great. I'm just happy to be here and be a part of this project, and it's an awesome project. And as you can see, it's just a lot of eclectic vibes and different rhythms going on, and it's a beautiful project to be a part of.
What is it that you're bringing to Christopher's vision, as well as the whole avant-garde meets experimental music vibe to this?
I'm just bringing my expertise, just bringing different colors and sounds and textures, and just kind of putting them in the places where they need to be heard, and just kind of making it sound just like a vignette.
Well, it's really a pleasure to play with some old friends who I don't get to see all the time, like Trilak Gurtu, great percussionist originally from India who lives in Hamburg, Germany. He and I first played together in 1979 when we were in a band together. It was my first time going to Europe. And we get to play together every once in a while, but it's not all that frequently. So that's a real pleasure. He's an amazing musical world unto himself. Sheila E., who I had met before, but we'd never actually played before, and I had played in the Bay Area with her father, Pete Escovedo, great percussionist and band leader. She's from out there as well, and it's a pleasure to play with her. She's a legend and an amazing performer. Stephen Bernstein, the other horn player, trumpet player, he and I grew up together. We've been playing music together 40 years, so he's an old friend who I see a lot because we have the opportunity to work together. I play in his bands, he plays in my band sometimes. We're creating a lot of horn parts on the spot and bringing in fragments of other pieces that we're putting over the music, kind of the way that a DJ does with samples. And speaking of DJs, DJ Logic, master DJ, turntablist, creative musician who I've played with in various situations over the years, but not a lot. It's a pleasure to be reunited with him. And Bill Laswell on bass is a mastermind of futuristic music and somebody that I admired a lot before I ever met him. The last decade or so, I've been working with him on and off on various projects. I'll do horn parts on some of his records, his recordings, and doing some live playing with him too the last few years. Somebody I really admire. And these musicians come from different worlds. Then you have Lynn Mabry, who's an amazing singer I used to hear on records with Sly and the Family Stone and with Funkadelic. And Dave Revels, who's from the Persuasions, among others. And I don't like to talk about categories, but these musicians, one thing that's so beautiful and coming under the vision of Christopher Janney, who put everybody together and is working the lights, he really had the vision for the whole thing, is that these are all creative artists who come from wildly different stylistic backgrounds. In a way, we have a lot of the same vocabulary, so that's maybe not entirely true, but what we've done a lot professionally varies quite a bit. You have some people more in the R&B world, more in the jazz world, more in the experimental world, and when you get those different types of things together, I think it's really positive. There's no more stylistic boundaries. We just discover stuff together.
Well, I mean, I've known Chris for a long time, and to be honest, it's a little overwhelming. These are some of the best musicians I've ever played with, and it's inspiring, and it's just an incredible experience for me. I'm just trying to keep up, you know.
You know, Bill Laswell, as the music director this evening, was kind of the perfect fit for this. And
Oh yeah.
tell me about the collaboration between you and him and this as a whole collective.
Well, I feel like it's really it's Bill and Chris's thing, you know. I'm just kind of contributing where I can, which is mainly the second piece called Violent Violence. And it's something that Chris and I had worked out over the last couple of years, and now Bill has taken it to a totally different direction. And it's really interesting to see where it's evolved, because it's a totally different feel to it. And then with Tree Lock on it, it's just a pretty great experience. And it's going to be live, and this is going to be it. You know what I mean? It's not something that we have. This is going to be our record of it tonight when we do it, and that's kind of cool.
You know what I saw today in the rehearsal? Treelock and Sheila, it connected. And then the thing I like about it is they both switched their form of percussion styles. They go from timbales to percussion to the drums.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's great because it's extremely fresh, because they've never played together before, but they've wanted to play with each other for years. So that was sort of a serendipitous moment. I mean, the first time that Sheila and Treelock played, she said, "Okay, I can cross this off my bucket list. I've played with Treelock Gertu."
Treelock, how did they approach you to be a part of this program this evening?
I think it's Bill Laswell who called me, and of course Christopher Janney knows me, and they wanted some probably Indian element or a person who does a lot of things, and composes, and
you've worked with Bill and collaborated with Bill over the years, and he's a dynamic person to bring all kinds of elements to the music, which he did tonight. What's it like collaborating with Sheila E. as well as Bill and DJ Logic?
I met her for the first time. She's just a wonderful player and a wonderful person. So it's a pleasure to know somebody, and then it's even a greater pleasure to play with her. It's beautiful, and especially in a woman playing so beautiful is absolutely fantastic for me.
Christopher is bringing a unique element of architecture as well as avant-garde as well as cardio to this. What is it that you want the fans, music fans who come out tonight, what's the experience that you want them to carry away from this?
I think it's just more the depth of it's just not the superficial thing. The depth is the commitment to spirituality, what we are here for. It's talking about the heart, but heart doesn't just mean that physical heart, It means also a heart, the power in you. That's also a bigger issue we have to resolve for ourselves. That's what I see.
Tell me about your role in this.
My role is to fill in the holes. As a percussion player, it's pretty interesting, but we're the ones, as Bill and Chris have created this painting that has already been painted. Us as percussion players look at it and say, okay, this is already perfect. How do I fit in? So I've got to find a color. I've got to find a spot where I can weave through this journey and figure out, and not even figure out, it's more just from the heart. Where do we go? Where do I go? I follow them. So a lot of what we're going to do tonight is improv, which is one of my favorite things. I was born to perform on stage and improv all day long. So you can throw a toilet seat in a sink and I'll make it work. So I'm excited about tonight.
You're here with DJ Logic, DJ Adam Gibbons, Bill Laswell, Christopher, your friend Lynn Mabry. You've got a hodgepodge of different music genres and different styles tonight. And when I saw the rehearsal today, it was like Bill Laswell, as eclectic as he always has been, this works well.
Oh, absolutely. As he plays his piece, Chris is inspired by what he's hearing and visually brings to life what he feels through what he's hearing in the music, which is awesome because it's real time, real streaming, as again, improvisational, where, and again, it's never going to be the same ever. It's always going to be different because we always play something different, especially when you play from your heart. You're inspired by things and what happens, the movement of the room, the people that are in the audience, the light. You're actually, this is now the show we're getting ready to play, so your energy level is going to be 100-fold from what it was today, and can't even imagine because sound check / dress rehearsal was pretty amazing.
And tonight you're performing with a legendary percussionist. And I heard this was on your bucket list. You got to, why don't you tell the viewers who we're talking about?
It's over now. It's over. Oh my God, Treelock Gertrude. I mean, really. It's like when I was 15, 16 years old, I sat in with Weather Report. Never knew I was going to do that. I was thrown into the mix, and I was such a fan of Weather Report. And to sit there and play with those guys at such an early age and try to hang with them, that's what I feel like tonight with this incredible man. I mean, Treelock is, I told him again today, I was like, I've been following you since I was, I don't know, maybe 14, 15 years old. And everyone that he's performed with, I have actual LPs of him playing and performing. I told him today that there's no one like him in the world. No one does what he does, and the way that he sets up and the things that he plays and what he hears. First of all, because of his culture, and what he plays, that's a not only walk, it's something that he lives. It's a culture, it's a spiritual movement. It's something that you practice, it's something that you preach, it's something that you believe in. So you can't necessarily teach what he knows, but that's how he walks. And to be able to sit there and play with him with all of these crazy things, I was trying to just be cool about it and just, kind of interact with him. But man, what an amazing man. And the way that he sets up is so incredible. And he built these pieces that he plays. He carries them with him in his suitcase. So he has these pieces that has like two toms and this, well, it's two pieces of a tom and another tom, bigger, and then a real big tom, but they're not full toms like in a drum set. They're just a piece with a skin with I can't tell you the secret of it, but the point is that it sounds so incredible, and he's the only one that has it. No one in the world has it. And I asked him today, I said, please, can you just make me one, please? And he said yes. So it's like, forget about it. I'm going to take over the world. Because that thing is, our people do not know what that is. And when I bring that, because this, seriously, no one really knows about this. I mean, people that listen to music and, Mahavishnu, John McLaughlin, I mean, when you see Treelock play and what he brings to the table with creating things, he reminds me of things that I do, but he's on another level. Because we figure out how to put water in a bucket and make sounds, and anything that I see, I've used a hairbrush, I've used a spatula, I've used pots and pans, I've used trash cans, whatever I could find to make music, and he does the same thing, like Airto. It's that kind of thing, but then the time signatures of Indian music, he brings that to the table with tablas, and I'm going, this is crazy. I mean, that in itself, I'm done. That's it. Bring on the dessert. That's it. I'm done.
But I feel so much when we're alone. I feel it dance to a beat. When you're not near, it beats alone, incomplete. The Tin Man, he was right. Without it, there's no passion, no fight. Please don't walk away. Please don't say that it's done. Please don't be that way. Please don't make me run. Please come back to me. Please, I'm on my begging knees. I'm on my knees. What is a heart? What is a heart without you? What is a heart?
Because you have the correlation threshold. Studying the mechanism by which shock reaches ULV may have relevance to the mechanism of the heart defibrillation. With S2 between 20 and 80 milliamps, activity could often be initiated with unidirectional conduction. This wave front circulated around the S2 site, then re-entered the previous site as these cells recovered their excitability. We conclude that successive defibrillation occurs because the gradient responses further prolong the stimulated heart rate.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 4,
What do you think about Christopher taking the heart and showcasing it musically, how it connects to how we dance and also how we connect to the music?
Yeah, I think what Chris did is brilliant. I think it's brilliant because he understands that life stems from our hearts. Like without a heartbeat, we're dead. I think that the fact that he's an architect and he's bringing the sort of cold, sterile building, and then he's bringing color to that building, and then by bringing the people in that building, he's bringing life. So he's literally making a structure into a home, as far as I'm concerned. And I think it was a brilliant idea. I know that there were a couple of different inspirations that he had because of it, but I think that the heartbeat is the center and the soul of everything and who we are. So I believe that what he has done is just really reconnected us as human beings all over again through this art. So I'm excited. I think it was a great concept, and it is a great concept because he's not only bringing music to structure, he's bringing vocals, he's bringing color, he's bringing movement, he's bringing, different arts together. Brilliant. It's brilliant what he does.
So this piece, because of the nature of it, it's unfamiliar, but very tonally exciting and melodic in some ways and rhythmic. It'll draw your ear in, and it will force those who haven't heard something like this before to really get into it and try to find parts that they can wrap their minds around. Some parts they may not get, but overall there's so much different elements to it. You have the incredible rhythmic nuances taking place up there with Bill, Treelock, Sheila. So that in itself is a very exciting combination.
What is it that you're going to bring to this tonight? What is it that, out of your artistry as a vocalist, coming from the soul and acapella world, what is this going to add to this performance?
Nakedness. Acapella is naked. You can't hide, and you have to be very deliberate in every tone you hit. You just can't approach it soft way or half-hearted. You have to give it everything you got. So I'm bringing that to it, where I'm pure unadulterated. I'm not afraid to take a leap of faith with a note, or take a leap of faith with a phrase that I'm going to sing, because there is no hiding, and I can't take it back once I put it out there. So I got to give it everything I have. So that's what I'm going to bring to it.
Christopher's vision for incorporating the heartbeat in connection to how we move to music is kind of groundbreaking. How did you think about the music moving forward with these musicians that you had to kind of orchestrate this evening?
Well, I didn't, again, do a lot of orchestrating. I played with Treelock. We played kind of natural, and I didn't know Sheila E. before. She's also a very gifted natural musician, and Peter Applebaum, Stephen Bernstein. We all played together a lot. So there's a kind of language, and I think that language translates, and heartbeat is in all of us, and I guess that's why it's kind of fundamental in a way. So, musically.
Bill, bringing your voice to this project this evening, is this kind of something that would inhabit something to do for a future recording project?
We don't know. There's a few people who have mentioned that, and not everyone, and I agree with some and not everybody, but it's just it's an experience, and when you pull away from it, maybe later you think about the parts that you valued and you pull those out. Maybe there's a music there. So could be.
My last question, Bill. What is one of the highlights of this musical experience for you?
Well, I reconnected with Treelock. We hadn't seen each other played in a long time, and we have a history. And I've worked a lot in India, and we all have common friends in common, as like you were saying, and people like that. And it's a nice reconnection, and I hope we brought this good rhythm idea to the thing. And that was the kind of focus of the essence of it, and everybody else it's a pleasure, and it's different for me. I don't usually do this kind of stuff.
Sarah Rudner brings a very unique flavor to this, and that's the dance component to this. You being a composer and you knowing the musical parts, how did you get the dance part to correlate to this musically?
Well, I am trained as an architect and a jazz musician, but I've worked a lot with dancers because as an architect, I'm very interested in movement through space. So, I do a lot of big public art projects in public spaces, and that sort of is my architectural side. But when I go to do the musical side, I'm still very interested in architectural conditions, and one of them is about people moving through space. So I've always been interested to work with dancers. And Sarah is one of my oldest friends and oldest collaborators. So, and as I said, I started this with her in 1983. I set it on her first. So I've always asked her, where possible, for her to come back and be the choreographer because she knows the history of the piece. And then I said, okay, I need a solo dancer, but then also for this piece, I want what I call the silent dream. I want which you didn't see in rehearsal, but there's actually 3 other dancers that are just dancing in silence every once in a while going across the stage. So it's something for you to see.
Last question. What is it that you want music fans and also dance aficionados to walk away with after they visually and musically get this experience tonight?
Well, everybody gets to walk away with their own experience and their own memories. I think particularly with Heartbeat, since we all have a heart and we all have this inner drum, it tends to have a very interesting effect on people because they realize that, yes, they're watching this dancer, but it also, this drum is inside their body. So you tend to get a pretty profound experience more times than not from watching the piece. So I think that link of everybody sort of thinking about their heart and their heartbeat is something that I think touches a lot of people, and I really enjoy that's one reason I really enjoy performing it.
That'll do it again for another edition of the Pace Report. Reporting live here at the Gramercy Theater here in New York City. I'd like to personally congratulate and thank the talented Christopher Janney for his time, as well as Mr. Bill Laswell. Also, I'd like to take time to thank all the musicians who took time to reflect and give their comments on Mr. Janney's vision musically as well as sonically for this project. As always, please visit my website, www.thepacereport.com, for my weekly column as well as my past segments. Until next time, remember, if it's in the groove, it'll make you move. Till next time, peace.